Listen up, partners. This is Good, Bad, Ugly on World Improv Network.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Alex.
I'm David.
I'm Trevor.
And we're your Stu Win counselors to get you through the week with any daily grind issues you may be experiencing or any problems you want us to resolve for you whatsoever. Let's get to our first winner. Our first winner is named Kitty, and she hails from Mobile, Alabama, and she writes, Dear Win, why are people so similar yet so different from each other simultaneously? Almost like a riddle.
It is a riddle.
Yeah. Why are people so much alike but so different at the same time? Dave?
Well, Kitty, I'm going to make the car analogy
Okay.
because we've all got engines under the hood. So
Okay.
that's what we're saying. But, you know, some of us are Plymouths, some of us are BMWs, some of us are Fords. And
That's good. Good analogy.
I'm reading, and it's so different from each other simultaneously. So, and we all exist at the same, you know, we're here now. So I think this is an exercise in be here now, Eckhart Tolle. Be here now, be present, mindfulness,
Yeah.
and treat people like you'd like to be treated.
In rush hour traffic at I-25 in that car, since we're all the same.
Yeah, so line up next to a Beamer, a Ford, and a Plymouth all at the same time on a 3-lane freeway.
The next time you want to complain about so much traffic, just know that by being there, you are the traffic.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And that makes you the same as everyone else that's running down in their metal boxes or coffins to work every day both ways.
We're all traffic.
Oh. Well, I didn't get trafficked here to this country, actually, but thanks, Dave.
Inside, Alex, you're
gotcha.
traffic.
Okay. Yeah.
Inside, you're full of molecular traffic.
That's a good point. The bloodstream is full of traffic. You know, like, for example, a traffic jam in the bloodstream is if you had a heart attack, right? Boom, cholesterol clogs up, stops everything, backs it up, bam, heart attack. Or maybe it's, okay.
Well, wait, because actually if you dig deeper, so right now it's tomorrow in Australia.
Correct.
Yet it's today here.
That's correct.
Which means it's today there from this perspective here.
That's very deep, Dave.
This is exactly.
And that's probably exactly what Kitty was thinking when she asked that question.
Yeah. Wherever you go, there you aren't.
Anything else, Trevor?
Yeah, you know, Kitty, people are all very similar because there's no creativity anymore. Nothing is original. As a writer, I can tell you that everything I've ever written was just stolen from something else.
Right.
There's no originality, so everyone is the same because we are all borrowing from each other.
We're all plagiarizers.
Yeah, we're never ourselves.
We are plagiarized. You know what? We're just big bags of water, essentially. The only difference is the color, the way, and the shape that we look like if you're at a water balloon fight, right? They're all the same. It's all water. The whole objective is to get people wet. It's only if it's a green latex, red latex, yellow latex, whatever.
This conversation already happened.
Good point. In the Matrix or Groundhog's Day?
Deja vu.
Oh.
This has already happened.
See, even our conversations are plagiarized.
Right?
We're repeating ourselves.
There's nothing that we've said that hasn't been said before.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Makes it the same.
We're all water fitting into the same shape. Water falls into the shape of whatever
We're all
it's
in
contained
court
in.
tomorrow suing each other for these words.
Good
being
idea.
said.
Well, there you have it, Kitty. Let's move on to Leslie from Denver, Colorado. And she writes, Dear Win, when I die, I want to have a Viking funeral in City Park. Is this an acceptable idea? And how would you want to go out, guys? Wow. She wants to have a Viking funeral in City Park.
Don't you need water and fire?
Yeah, there's a
for
lake
that?
there. There's a lake. So
in City Park.
Yeah, so I'm thinking maybe put her in one of those little paddle boats that you can rent.
Yeah.
You know, it's fiberglass, so you have to douse it with gasoline to set it on fire. Let her paddle her way out there, and then she's probably going to burn to death
I'm
out
sure
in the
the
lake.
city of Denver would really approve of that.
Not
So,
a problem. Yeah, I don't see there's any problem with
This is
that.
reminding me of an episode of 90210 where they burned all their
90210,
time machine so they could start the new year fresh. It probably wasn't Beverly Hills.
Probably not 90210. I think it was a high school show. Burn. Do you think it's acceptable? I mean, Trevor, you think Denver would allow it clearly, right?
No. I've
Absolutely not.
I've worked with Denver City before, trying to get permits to do various things.
Right.
They just don't budge.
Huh.
Unless you got money, then there you go.
Do
That's
it
your way
late at
in.
night. Hey, look over there.
Right? Then it's the same color as the fountain because they have that nice fountain that lights up at night.
Yep.
So if you do the Viking funeral at night, it just blends into the fountain and everyone thinks it's part of the fountain.
Actually, if you put dishwashing soap in, then there would be so much suds that it would create a false, like
Wow.
a wall
Yes.
of suds.
Be almost like a Game of Thrones or something.
Yeah.
Very cool. Trevor? How would you want to go out then? That's the second part of the question.
Yeah. How would I want to? There are many various ways I'd love to go out. But rather than go out, I think I just would rather not.
Just expire?
So I'm just planning on
Living
not even
for-
expiring.
Oh.
I'm just going to
What
live.
if you had to go out?
If I had to go
Pick
out,
your death.
then probably just something uneventful. like just a random car accident or in my sleep.
Or maybe like a nail gun through the forehead or
Yeah,
something?
just like
Templar.
yeah, like throw myself into a steamroller sort of thing.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
So you
just
can
get
then-
it over with.
You be part of the pavement then.
Yeah, just something that can allow me to become with whatever, I'm already here. Just let me stay here.
Okay. What about you, Dave?
Yeah, actually, I had a conversation with some friends of mine on the commercial break of Beverly Hills 90210 when we were watching that one time. But for me, like pain is not my friend, so I would want to experience the least pain possible. So I think the least pain you would experience if you were decapitated, like by guillotine, because of body-mind disconnection.
Well, you don't think you'd be like a chicken with his head
No.
cut off?
No. Chickens do that, but
Yeah.
I think
I've
there'd
seen
be
it.
some squirtation of the jugular fluids.
That's a technical word, by the way.
Being blood.
Squirtation.
But I think that would be the least painless.
So
'Cause
you want to just do it the good old guillotine way, huh?
Yeah, because your synapse, it just goes to your brain, but
Yeah.
then it would have to register in the body. But since your head's just in a basket, you wouldn't feel it.
But what if you're hopped up on meth or something? You think your body would just get up and start walking around?
It would do the polka,
The polka.
the blood spurting polka.
I don't know. I think one of the ways I wouldn't mind going out, I can't say on air. The second way I wouldn't mind going out, I guess, would be go skydiving without a parachute. Because then, you have one last hurrah. You know you're going to hit the ground at 160 miles an hour, and that's a wrap at that point. And you do all kinds of tricks while you're up there. You could do like the world's greatest gymnastic routine.
Yeah.
Quadruple, triple saltos and all this kind of stuff all the way down.
If you land on your feet, though, without a parachute, your feet come up through your shoulders.
And there's actually been a couple people that have survived from skydiving without the parachute opening up.
And they're much shorter now.
They are a little bit shorter.
They can't bend their knees.
They look like Smurfs now, but they walk like flamingos that have a broken ACL.
Well, hey, if I can die as a Smurf, then I'd be good.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
That's all I need.
All right. Well, there you go. Let's go to Cameron from Donegal, Ireland, and he writes, "Dear Win, do you have any good bar jokes?" Ooh, bar jokes. All right, I got one.
Two guys walk into a bar.
Right. So here's one of them. There's a guy goes in the bar. He's all dejected. He walks up to the bartender. Right. He asks for a shot of 151, which is rum, and it's really strong. It's 151 proof. And give me a shot of 151. The bartender says, "All right." Give me another shot of 151. And the bartender says, "All right." Give me another shot of 151. And the bartender says, "Hey, man, what's wrong, buddy? I mean, you're drinking 151 and you just pounded 3 shots like this, He goes, "Don't worry about it. Give me another shot." So the bartender gives him another one. And finally the bartender says, "Look, man, you might as well tell me what's wrong because in 10 minutes to 20 minutes, you're not going to remember any of it anyway." And the guy's like, "Yeah, you're right. Okay, answer one question for me." And the bartender says, "What?" And he says, "How tall is a penguin?" And the bartender holds his hand about 3.5, 4 feet off the ground. And the guy goes, "Damn it! I ran over a nun."
I got one.
That's a bad one.
Okay, this guy walks into a bar and he orders a shot of Cuervo. I'm joking.
Okay.
So how do you catch a squirrel?
How?
In a bar or just in general?
No, it's a joke you would tell someone in a bar.
Okay. How do you catch?
How do you catch a squirrel?
How, Dave?
Climb a tree and act like a nut.
Oh,
I learned that in 3rd grade and I've retained that ever since.
And you've used it plenty of times in a bar.
Dixie Riddle Cup jokes.
Oh, I like that.
Remember those?
No.
You used to buy these little cups for your bathroom dispenser and they had jokes on them.
The best joke writers
Trev,
work for Dixie.
You got one?
And Hallmark.
Yeah, I got a classic. I'm a fan of the classics.
Okay.
Short and sweet. Bar
Plagiarizer.
joke takes place in a bar as well.
Uh-huh.
Horse walks into a bar.
Right.
Bartender says, "Why the long face?"
Oh, I like that. That's good. It's classic, simple. I got another one, but it's maybe not as quick and simple as that. There's a guy, he's a drunk guy, and he comes stumbling out of a bar, and all of a sudden he's on the sidewalk and he sees this priest walking across the street. He goes into a full sprint. He tackles the priest. He jumps on top, starts punching him, kicking him, stomping on him. He goes, "Not so tough now, are you, Batman?"
Okay. Why don't they let blondes have breaks on the job?
Why?
Because they'd have to retrain them.
Oh, man. For all you blondes out there, Dave did not mean to offend.
Which I won't be telling you that joke in a bar.
Right, as I do 2 sacrilegious ones, and you just offended blonde people.
Actually, how many real blondes are there? Because there's a lot
Not many.
of dark roots around
Not many.
these days.
Sweden and Scandinavian area.
And
about the
I'm
only bastion of-
Scandinavian.
Yeah. And matter of fact, in the next, I think by 2040 or 2050, there won't be any natural blondes on the planet, with the exception of Scandinavia. Yep, they're all going to be bred out of
Hybrid.
We'll have to
existence.
step up our
They're
game.
hybrid.
That's right. You got to step up your game there. All right, let's move on to Rob from Golden, Colorado, and he writes, "Dear Win, what is your favorite mountain and why?" Huh, guys? I mean, I know nothing about mountains. What's your favorite mountain, Dave, and why?
So I grew up here in Colorado. Wow. Okay, so this is great. So there's a mountain, because I camp a fair amount, depending on the year. So Marble is a town in Colorado.
Yep.
And it's the cool thing about Marble, they actually have real marble there. So, like the white rock.
Yep.
They used to mine marble from Marble, the mountain up there that you can hike around. And I think the mine is still in operation. You used to be able to look down and see them mining the marble. This is not a commercial for Marble. Some of the material in Washington, D.C., some of the monuments there, I'm not sure if it's the Lincoln Memorial, were made from Marble, Colorado.
That's cool.
And it's beautiful.
That's cool.
It's beautiful. Yeah. So Marble, that whole area it's near Aspen.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Mount Marble. What about you, Trev?
I've been in Colorado my whole life. Pick a favorite. Colorado Mountain would be tough. So I'm just going to wild card the Lonely Mountain from the Lord of the Rings trilogy, because Dwarven ruins are way cooler than anything.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's
That's
so
in
true.
Colorado?
It should be.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move it. I'm gonna build my own
Should.
Dwarven ruins
Yep.
here in Colorado.
Yep.
Mark my word. 20 years from now, go to this recording.
Awesome.
I will have built my ruins.
Are you
Awesome.
like the king of the mountain?
Oh, I'm going to be the king.
Wow. And you know what? I'm not even going to answer mine because you just dwarfed my favorite mountain with your mountain.
That's a good bar joke, too.
Yeah, that's it. And we're going to give you one more little piece of inspiration, get you through the rest of the week, known as Horoscope Corner.
Love, fortune, status. Let us do your astrological chart. Horoscope Corner on World Improv Network.
Hey, Aries, it's your week. This is a big week for Aries, and I'll tell you one thing. You need to stay away from a certain kind of paper. Stay away from graph paper this week, Aries. Anything on graph paper, you see a piece of graph paper, run like there's no tomorrow. That's bad luck for you. But I'll tell you what, I've got a lucky stone. It might outdo that bad graph paper if you come upon it. Your stone for this week, Aries, is a pebble from a pond. Make sure you find yourself a pond, pick out a pebble. Make sure it's polished on one side, skip that across the pond, go over to the other side and retrieve it, and you will have good luck. Also, buy yourself a lottery ticket because this is your week with that pebble in your pocket, Aries. Hey, join us for the World Improv Network on AM 1340, FM 104.7, on Facebook at World Improv Network, on Twitter at World Improv Net, YouTube at World Improv Network, iTunes and Google Play Podcast at World Improv Network, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks for listening to Win on Mile High Sports Radio. Don't forget to be a winner and interact with the cast by sending your suggestions or questions for each show segment throughout the week by hitting them up on Facebook at World Improv Network, on Twitter at World Improv Net, or by calling into the Mile High Sports Radio studio line on Sundays before or during the show. See you next week.